Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to the first episode of Philosophy of Fitness. I wanted to start this first episode off with what I think is the most important body weight exercise to build all types of strength across your entire body, even your lower half and your lower core. Everything from your shoulders, neck, all can be strengthened with just push-ups. Now, the way we're going to do that is we're going to take your average push-up and we're going to modify it a bit. Okay, so when you think push-up, most people think, oh, it's just a boring exercise. We just go down, put your hands in a neutral position and do push-ups, and we hate it. We've been forced to do push-ups our entire life and it's never been fun. But what I've discovered is that it can be fun, and there's all sorts of challenging things you can do with a push-up that make it sort of like a game or sort of like a challenge. And you progress through these challenges, and as you progress through these challenges, you build all kinds of muscle, all kinds of core strength and balance and stability, and you can really transform yourself and your strength level just with push-ups. So I'm going to show you guys 5 different push-ups that I do that will help you strengthen your entire upper half, including your lower core, like I said. And so yeah, let's get into it. I'm going to show you these 5 push-ups. All right, so for most of you are used to doing a push-up just like this, right? This is your ordinary push-up, and what most of you are used to doing is just like so. We go down mid-chest, hands in a neutral position, and that's a push-up, okay? Well, all of the push-ups that I'm going to show you, you can use just your hands, but if you go, I'm going to put a link down in the bio, and you can go purchase these push-up grips from Amazon or somewhere else, and these allow you to progress through these exercises with enabling you to utilize your wrists and your grip strength to take you past what I'm going to show you, because just on normal ground without these grips, these exercises are actually extremely difficult and make it hard to progress. So if you use these grips, you're going to be able to progress into that next level of calisthenics and push-ups. Okay, so we're going to do our normal push-up position here. We're just going to do a neutral grip like we normally would. Okay, so if you guys are too weak to even do a push-up, take your knees like this, bring them back so your back's nice and straight, and we're going to come down and just do push-ups just like this. Okay, so if you have to start there, start there. You're going to start on your feet, but you might be able to start on your feet, but it's a little hard. We can bring our feet apart here and spread our feet, and that's going to make the push-up a little bit easier. Okay, so I'm going to go in this neutral push-up position here, and what I want to show you guys is once you've been able to successfully bust out push-ups like this, just nice and easy like that, you can just burn through them. Now what I want to show you guys is if we bring our body slightly behind our hands instead of over, so right now this would be directly over our hands, our chest is right over this imaginary line that runs between these 2 grips. That's a standard push-up, okay? But if we come like this and we go slightly forward in front of our hands, now when we go down to a push-up, it's actually way more difficult, and it puts a lot more strain on your wrists and different parts of your chest, and also engages your core. And same thing if we come behind our hands and we do a push-up, now we have an extremely challenging different version of the push-up. So for any of the grips that I'm going to show you, if you adjust your body to the front to the back, we don't want to dip in the back. If we dip in the back, then we're sacrificing. We need to strengthen our core and use our core. So when you come forward, it's important that you clench your butt, squeeze your stomach, and engage every aspect of your core to hold yourself stable, because what we're doing now is if we dip in the back, then we're not really fully utilizing the core, and we're not fully utilizing the exercise, which is to really be putting that pressure on your wrists and your chest, different part of your chest. Okay, so we got the neutral grip. The next grip is we're just going to flip them vertical, okay, shoulder width apart. Same thing for these, okay? We're going to go into a push-up. This is a standard push-up here. We go down right between our hands and up, okay? We want to make it more difficult. We come forward, then we go down, and we come back up. And now it's much more challenging this way. But you see how I dip in my back a bit? I need to really focus on pressing that back up and keeping that back level as I come down and engage the push-up, okay? So once we do those grips, the next grip The third grip, we're gonna face our palms out, okay? So this one, we're gonna take our palms, we're gonna face them out like this. And this one is very important for progressing into those, floating push-ups or planche push-ups. And this one really uses your stomach a lot more than the other push-ups and your core a lot more. So this is one of my favorites actually for progression. So this one you can really, and these are come a little closer than the normal grip. That really forces you to use those different muscles like your core when we come forward on these push-ups. So if I just come right here and we lean forward into this one, see, we're in front of our hands, we make sure the back isn't sinking, come down. And that one really utilizes the bicep, the core, and I believe the lower chest. So that one is a really, really good one too. And last but not least, we have two more, so we're gonna go to this one where we just angle in, okay? This one is also shoulder width apart. Same thing, we come here, straight down as the normal push-up, forward is going to be the harder push-up. And like I said, you can even experiment with coming backwards, doing a push-up here. I mean, the ability for you to take a push-up and make it something way more is the sky's the limit. You can do anything with a push-up to the point where your feet are off the ground. You're doing push-ups with your legs off the ground. So imagine the muscle necessary for me to do a push-up with my legs off the ground. I mean, especially for someone my height, I'm 6'4", that there's so much leverage on the core there and on your wrists because you're lifting all these legs off the ground and you're holding it just by this one focal point, which is your wrist. Very intense exercise, and any of you are capable of doing this. It's just about progressing from your average push-up into something more and something harder. And it can be fun too. You do this with your friends, you challenge them, you guys, go to the park, get some grips, even get some parallettes, and just have fun with it and experiment and try things. Come up with your own push-ups. You can do, right after I show you this last grip, I'll show you different things you can do with the push-up grips that I do that are just fun and challenging, and you can make up anything you want with these. So the last grip, we're gonna do a wide grip here. This one's a little bit more awkward, but this one really stretches your chest because it's good. Go all the way down to the ground in between and really stretch that chest. This one you can progress forward, but it's gonna be a little more challenging to do that exercise and lean forward. Those are just good for stretching your chest and your pecs out and giving you that real range of motion for the push-up and your chest. But yeah, so you can even take these grips and cross them like this. And now we've got some funky cross push-up here. But as we come down, now I feel that working, my shoulder up here. So now an exercise that, I really feel it there. I normally wouldn't feel it with something else, but, and then you switch the grips and you do the same thing. And it just feels, it's a different exercise. And you can do anything with these grips, anything. You can put them super close together like this. Now we have a really, really tricep heavy push-up here. So when we come down, it's all in my triceps and in even my upper chest. So there's so much you can do with the grips and with this equipment. And those are 5. If you cycle through those push-ups, start with 5, do 5 until you can do 5 like no problem, then go to 10. And then once you can do 10 to 15 pretty solidly without stopping, you can just get through a bunch of push-ups and they feel easy, which is why I recommend starting with a normal position of your body for the push-ups, straight over the grips. Burn through those push-ups. Once you're a master of those push-ups and you have a solid strength base, because that's the most important thing for a lot of you, is you don't understand that you just need a solid base and a solid strength level. Once you have that, there's way more that you can experiment with and way more that you can do that you normally wouldn't be able to do if you just kind of went and started to try and do these exercises, okay? So it all has to start somewhere, and a good starting point is to get through your push-ups with good form, do a lot of push-ups, keep your back nice and tight, nice and straight, don't dip. Make sure your core, and you do core exercises along with these push-ups, but as long as you do these push-ups and you get to a level where they're no problem, they're easy, now you can start to progress these push-ups and shift your body forward way over your hands, keep your back nice and tight and level, then come backwards, do it behind your hands, cross the grips up. And then you get parallettes and you start doing handstands and all sorts of stuff, and before you know it, you guys are, little fucking monkeys flipping around and doing all sorts of crazy moves, and you didn't think that was possible, a few months ago. So it's possible for all of you to do this. And I think that a lot of people have gotten a bad experience with push-ups. When I did sports, push-ups were always what you got in trouble. You did push-ups, which is fucked up, because yes, push-ups are an amazing exercise, and they've totally changed my life, and it just made me appreciate them a lot more. But it took a while, and it took some understanding of these different ways to have fun with it in order for me to appreciate them. Okay, but we all got that bad experience where the team got in trouble and you had to do push-ups, and push-ups suck, and anytime there was punishment, you knew that push-ups were involved. So we all fucking hate push-ups, and honestly, push-ups are like, when you get tired doing push-ups, it's one of the worst feelings ever. You never want to keep going, but I can promise you that once you pick up some of these grips, you start having fun with push-ups, and you start making it about a challenge to achieve something, right? We all have a goal to achieve something. For me, I wanted to achieve doing these cool gymnastics moves and these handstands and floating push-ups and all this crazy shit I saw, because we're all people, we're all capable of doing it. It's just how much work do you want to put in, and are you willing to take that progression through these exercises? So I think everybody's been taught push-ups wrong their entire life, because I was taught push-ups wrong my entire life, and I thought push-ups were something that you just did when you got in trouble. So now that I have this profound respect for push-ups and understanding for push-ups, I'm here to share that with you guys and tell you, get some of these grips, try these push-ups out, do them for a month straight, every day. Get your push-ups in. Once you start getting your push-ups in every day, it becomes easy, and it becomes something that you're used to. And once you're used to it, that's when you get to have fun with it, because doing the basic stuff is easy, and doing the basic push-ups are easy. Once you're able to do those basic push-ups, then when you progress, it's fun and it's easy, and you get to have, you get to experiment with things. So that's what I say, is always put your miles in first before you have fun. Do a lot of running before you start doing sprints. Do a lot of jumping before you start, doing jumping for height. Do a lot of push-ups before you start experimenting with all these other movements. But once you have that, like I said, that base level of strength, you can do whatever you want, and you can experiment with whatever you want, and you suddenly unlock these new potentials that you thought you never had. So give it a try, and that's my philosophy on push-ups, and there'll be more in the future. And thanks for watching, guys. If you like the content, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And as always, thank you guys for listening, and I appreciate your support, and I hope you guys learned something today.